dance for joy or lust or anger, and every time you...
Welcome to Sensible Secondhand Reviews, the series where we take practical, sensible cars that you can buy for a budget of between £1,000 and £5,000 and put them through their paces. This is a 2010 Ford Fiesta 1.6 Zetec-S. But is it any good? Should you care? Let's find out, shall we? So in the late 1990s, the Zetec-S was the most sporty of the Fiestas, had a 1.6 engine, developing I think at just over 100 horsepower actually in those. Later on it became a trim level of the Mark VI Fiesta, and it was then supplanted as the sportiest Fiesta by the ST, the 2-litre engine. When this Mark VII came out in 2008, the Zetec-S was again the sportiest of the Fiestas and remained that way until the facelift for the Mark VII at the beginning of 2013, when it was replaced by the ST with a lot more power than this, about 178 horsepower I think it was in those cars. However, I am not the sort of person who particularly gets on with the ST. It's a little bit too firm for me, and also the insurance costs of those are pretty ridiculous, so I prefer something like this. A particular car would have generated 118 horsepower when it was standard. It's not standard anymore. It's been owned by Phil, who is very much an enthusiast, and he's had this car tuned to 138 horsepower, and it has a stainless steel cat black exhaust on it, which is nice, I suppose. It does feel quite quick. It feels very quick actually. 0 to 60 should take, I suppose, around sort of 9.6 seconds standard. It doesn't anymore. It's a bit less than that now. Steering is very, very nice. It's a very, very lovely car to drive this actually. A little bit of a firm side of the suspension. The STs are even firmer than this. I prefer the standard Fiesta myself. I've driven tons of those on the channel. This is the 4th one we've had actually. There's probably a reason why the bottom level channel membership is named after the Mark VII Fiesta, because well, you know, they're just really, really good cars, and this one is very enjoyable as well. Base of the range, there was a 1.25 version of this Zetec SE engine generating 59 horsepower. I wouldn't go for one of those though. I'd go for the 81 brake horsepower version of that engine, which we've actually had in 2 completely different cars already. They are superb engines. They're very, very good. Above that, at the pre-facelift cars like this one, you get a 1.4 version of that engine with 94 horsepower, which in some ways are even better. I have actually driven one. I drove that earlier this year. And then you have 1.6 with 3 of them in total. 103, 118 and 132 horsepower. 103 brake horsepower models were only available with an automatic gearbox, and I would completely avoid that gearbox. It is dreadful. Instead, I would, if you want your sporty Fiesta, I'd go for this 118 brake horsepower engine, or the 132 that was only available in the S1600 metal models. There are also some diesels available, but as usual, due to controversial government legislation and all kinds of other reasons, we don't talk about diesels on this channel. So what's this Zetec-S like to drive? Well, it's really, really good. It's got all the attributes of standard Fiesta. It's got the really accurate steering, well-controlled suspension, and actually a reasonably good ride. And we've got a little bit more power, and it's just a bit better tied down. So it feels excellent. We've also got this modified exhaust on this car, so it sounds better. Right, here we go. Oh no! No! I can't believe this, viewers. There's a set of traffic lights just after that junction. No! We're going to have to come back later and drive it a bit faster, aren't we? Apologies for the wind noise, viewers. Unfortunately, it's just the way that it goes with these sort of things sometimes. So this car, it's a late 2010. It's done about 66,000 miles. It's been in the same ownership for the past 8 years. The wheels, I think, are actually standard on this one. Certainly from the photographs I've seen of the Zetec-S's, it looks like it's the case. Still very stylish cars, these little 3-door Fiestas, after all these years. We introduced actually back in 2008, so, you know, quite a long time ago now. This one has been slightly modified. It's got a remap on it and a stainless steel catback custom exhaust. Standard these were about 118 horsepower. This is generating about 138, I think it is. There was recently a video on the Up and Down channel where Phil, who owns this car, took it to have a dyno run, and it's producing about 138 horsepower, I think it is. So 0 to 60 is comfortably faster than his Volkswagen Tiguan, but I have also been filming today. Boot in this, we'll have a look in here, because it's the sort of thing we do. It's about 290 litres, which is good for a little car like this. Nothing fancy really in here. We've just got a couple of little hooks and a little boot light somewhere, and that's about it really. Nothing too exciting. There'll be an LED one put in. Do we actually have a spare wheel in here? Not all of these came with one. We might have one. Let's see. Yes, we do. We have a spare wheel. Excellent, viewers. Not only do we not have an EcoBoost engine, we've also got a spare wheel. That's very good, viewers. We like that very much. So yeah, Zetec-S, which was the fastest Fiesta you could get before the ST came out at the beginning of 2013 with the facelift of these Mark 7s. Yeah, I think the facelift cars do look a little bit better than the pre-facelift ones like this, but still a good looking thing. I think we're going to have to get in the back, viewers. I'm not looking forward to that. Mr. Manning from the Matty's Cars channel will be cackling to himself at the thought of me having to do this again. But there we go. Let's get on with this, shall we? Right, viewers, see what happens. Right, that's it. Okay, never mind. The seatbelt nice and out of the way. Yes, it is. That's good. Ooh, excellent. No noises like Roger Moore's stunt double news for kill today. That's alright actually, it's not too bad. Let's push this seat back and put it in the position where we thought it was. That's sort of okay. It's not the worst. Considering how sporty these look, these little 3-doors, that's not bad. It's quite dark in here though. We have got a little door bin. We have got 3 seat belts, so it is a 5-seater. It's not really a lot to say. We haven't got pop-up rear windows or anything, but we've got air conditioning, so we don't really need that, do we? Nice neat way of getting this out of the way so you don't fall over it when you get in and out of the car. Yeah, it's quite good for a little 3-door. It's better than some of the other things I've tried. Think about Lexus RC 300H. That was not good, viewers. That was not good at all. Right, it's not been too long since we've actually driven another one of these. It was not as powerful as this. It was the more sort of normal one, 1.25 litre. And actually quite recently as well, early this year, I drove at 1.4. So now we know these very well. In fact, let's just get straight in. There we go. Automatic lights and wipers on this particular trim, which is good. Standard sort of Mark 7 Fiesta dash, nothing too exciting going on. But that's okay. There's nothing really wrong with it, apart from the fact that if you grew up like I did in this sort of 1990s, then this looks like one of those old Nokia phones, which was sort of the hot thing at the time, wasn't it? And now it looks really dated, but actually it's not that bad to use in comparison to modern touchscreens. There's not a lot going on at the top, but we've got, you know, all the sort of inputs down this side. We've got the volume knob here. That's like a selector if that that's not in the way for various things to go through the menus, radio stations and things. Locking buttons there, which is sensible. This car's got a heated front windscreen. A lot of the Mark 7s have that. That's the traction control off button, fan speed, temperature. Not really what to say. Normal handbrake. USB and aux in ports are down here. Just some cup holders and a nice 5-speed manual. What more is it that you need in life? No cruise control, which is a bit of a shame, but there we go. Nice big door pockets in here. That good old Fiesta Mark IV type mirror switch. Let's see if my secret mission documents go in the glove box, viewers. I don't own, well, no, I'm not going to go in, are they? Got too many things in there. But there we go. You've even got a soft touch dash, which is not guaranteed in a little car like this. And some rather racy sort of aluminium effect pedals. Excellent. Variable speed intermittent wipe. Yeah, not much else to say. The only thing that I find is a bit strange with these cars, and I've said this several times before, is we don't get a conventional engine temperature gauge. We get some lights and things, which I'm not so keen on. I prefer a normal one, but there we go. You can't have everything, can you? Right, let's take a look at the engine, shall we? So, here is the 1.6 Duratec or Sigma or Zetec-S engine. In this case, standard it would be 118 horsepower. Actually, this car has been mapped and it's got the modified exhaust on it, so it's about 138 horsepower in this particular car. You could get a more powerful version of this, which was in the S1600 and metal models in the pre-facelift Mark VIIs, but this would have been 118 as standard in the Zetec-S. Very, very, very good engine. See, so I'm introduced with the Mark IV Fiesta in 1995, and I think the last car to use this in this country was the Ford Ka Plus, which was discontinued in 2018 with that engine, but had a different engine put in with the last couple of years of its life. You've got to do the cam belt on these. That's been done recently in this car. They can have problems with the thermostat housing leaking, and also the core plugs can rot in these if you haven't actually changed the coolant regularly. That tends to happen. It's not a massive job to do, but something to be aware of. This car, of course, has been enthusiast owned for the past 8 years, so it's in excellent condition. And it's so good that we're going to go out for another drive. Right, viewers, that's better. Yes, lovely 5-speed manual, very, very nice steering. We've got the noise of that modified exhaust again, which is quite pleasant actually. So yes, it pulls really well. Unfortunately I've got someone in front of me, so I can't unleash the full 118 horsepower standard, or in this case 138 horsepower. But yeah, it's still really sweet little car. I can see why so many people like these. Just a little bit of a firm edge to the ride, which you know, you'd expect, but not unpleasant really. I just prefer the way the standard ones drive for me. That's just my preference. A lot of you will be saying, like, you know, you're ridiculous. This is what it should be like, and you know, I understand that, but I just prefer the comfort-oriented models of Fiesta to the really sporty ones. But it's very nice. It's just it's one of these things that makes me really mourn the passing of the Fiesta as a model. It's been gone now for over a year, and at the time that this one was made, Fiesta was the best-selling car in this country, and they had so many different variants of it that came to so many different people. If you were a you know, budget-conscious person, you could just drive the 59 brake horsepower 1.25 studio model that didn't have fog lights or wheel or alloys or anything. Top of the range, you could go for a titanium individual like I would do, and then if you want a sporty car, this was it. And you could do what you wanted to it. Really, really lovely steering. Just the right amount of feel, and then power assistance when you need to park. Someone at Ford at this time, it's very different now, but they really understood how to make a car ride and handle just right, and that's why I really recommend these cars so much. let's look at some pre-facelift Mark VII Fiesta trim levels then, viewers. The base models were things like the Studio and the Style. I probably recommend you get to like at least a Style Plus or a Zetec if you're buying one of these, because the equipment levels on the sort of lower models are quite mean. And then you've kind of got things like the Titanium and Titanium Individual. I think I probably have a Titanium Individual, one of these, with the 1.4 engine and a manual gearbox. But we had other stuff which is more exciting, like the Centura, the Edge, and the Zetec-S, and then the Metal and S1600 models. The S1600 was available with both this 118 brake horsepower and 132 brake horsepower of the version of 1.6, and the Metal was one of the sort of run-out models, and that was available with 132 brake horsepower 1.6 only. So viewers, should you consider a Mark VII Fiesta Zetec-S with this lovely engine? Well, I don't see why not. It is quite good fun. I think it's a little bit too firm for me. The ST, which came later, is even firmer than this, so maybe not my kind of car. But this does remind me of being a fair bit younger. And actually, this car is now driven on a daily basis by Phil's son, who is 19. So I imagine he likes this very much. I mean, if I were 19, this would be good fun for me as well. And also you don't have to pay the insurance costs of the ST, so that's obviously a positive thing too. Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video in the comment below, and we shall see you again very soon for some more reasonably priced motoring.